Good afternoon, everyone. So those who don't know me, my name is Andrew Pascoe. I'm the product manager for Simple Invest here at BGL. I'll be taking you through the new features webinar for December, where we'll be showing both Simple Fund and Simple Invest new features. Thank you for coming along today. I'm sure everyone's very busy in this lead up to Christmas. Bit of housekeeping as per usual. So the session will be recorded. You will receive both the webinar recording and a copy of the slides for you to share with colleagues and loved ones. All attendees will be on mute. But if you've got any questions, please feel free to put them into the chat, the Q&A. We've got Andrew Pereira sitting in from Simple Invest team, Eric from non-compliance, and Sid from the compliance team. All these guys did the time in the support team, so make sure you ask them the difficult questions. This is your chance to jump the support queue. What we will be covering, so today we'll be covering the new features that were released as part of our November product release. And I'll also do a recap of 2022 with the 12 features of Christmas. Hope you're feeling festive. Okay, so from our latest release, there was an update made to the Smartdox and Smart Matching. There was an update made to the artificial intelligence model that is used in that screen. So in the fast data entry, when you're uploading bank statements, and also part of Smart Matching. As you'll know, you'll find this under accounting. So we'll go through to our fund, accounting, and Smart Matching. Got this data entry here. So this fast data entry screen, this is a great way to get your data into BGL, either by typing in, by copying and pasting from Excel, or uploading a bank statement. Not all clients are aware that you can upload any PDF of a bank statement. It does not need to be an original PDF. It could have coffee stains on it. It could have handwriting on it. You'll still be able to read it. Here I've got one. It's a bit of a scan, so a bit of a dodgy copy. We'll upload this one from Macquarie, see how it reads it. It's going through using all that updated machine learning and AI. So it's really going to improve the accuracy of data that we can pick up. There you can see it's picked up the information. We can click around on it. It'll find that information. It's found 2 invalid entries, so I can clear those out. That'll be good to go now. And now I've uploaded it, I can click on create. And it will start reading that information, importing all that data, finding what can be matched off automatically and what needs to be reviewed. So with the change to AI, this will now be faster and more accurate. Okay, so another change that was made by the Smart Matching team was around custom rule creation. So under matching rules here, if we go to matching rules, and we find new rule, you notice down here, if we are selecting an account, for example, might be 776 account, and creating a rule around that, you'll notice that review before apply is now grayed out. So when we are selecting accounts that do require some further information, the checkbox review before applying will be selected by default and grayed out. The scenario here could be that you select that investment account, and when that transaction comes in, we do need some more information, perhaps around the number of units that are part of that transaction. So we're forcing you to review that before the rule is applied. Another new feature that was released was the corporate action for MACA for MLD.AX. There was basically a takeover. It was a takeover of cash, and we'll give you the notification for that. So to find that, all you need to do is go into investment, corporate actions. I tend to find this one quite widely held. I know my dad was holding this in his SMSF. It was in the financial 23 year. So you can see there MLD. If you do have a lot of corporate actions there, you can't quite find it, just put in the search MLD. And we're showing you the merger here, or the takeover, and also the delisting because it did go private. To process this one, it's very quick. So we just need to go through and click on process. Now this will go through step 1, select security. We've done that. Select the corporate action, it's already automatically filled. Step 2, we actually don't need to put anything in here because we're not merging it to another security. This is just cash takeover. So we can leave that blank. And it's showing us down the bottom here the capital gain or loss. So it's showing you already all the calculations there. And then it's just a matter of us clicking on process corporate action. And that will go through and update all the necessary information in the GL. If I go through the next financial year again and search by MLD, you'll see even the delisting has now been removed because we have automatically done that as part of the corporate action there. Okay. The next new feature that was released was around fund pension policies, so actuarial certificates, or the actuarial process there. An improvement has been made to that pension policy screen where if the tax exempt percentage equals 100%, this will roll forward to the next year. So in this case, we're going members, fund pension policies. So here we are in the pension policy screen. We click on new actuarial certificate. We manually enter the details. And you'll see this screen pops up here where we can turn on the toggle, was the fund in full pension phase for the income year? It's going to be 100% there, and under non-deductible expenses, the general and the investment expenses, we make sure we use the actuarial percentage here, and we click on save. So now that has been selected for the current financial year, these settings will be automatically remembered and applied by the system going forward until you decide to intervene and change them. Superstream, always a popular subject. This has been taking up a lot of time and for the teams at BGL. So there is a new and very much improved Superstream Dashboard, which replaces the old Superstream registration screen. I'm sure you all know that you'll find this under Connect, Superstream Dashboard. So the Superstream Dashboard is a central location that can help you to manage or action any rollovers required. This also allows for easy registration of Superstream or changing your ESA if applicable. And as you can see here, it is giving me an alert here of any action required. So I no longer need to go searching through my funds, trying to find which ones I need to action. It will show you the action required ones here. And then once that is done, it will roll over to the all funds. If you still miss the old screen, you have a bit of nostalgia. We've got the dashboard still has a link switch to old page, and that will take you through to the old Superstream screen there. Okay, now on to a couple of Simple Invest 360 new features. If you haven't started using Simple Invest 360 yet, please make sure you have a look. We're putting on a lot of clients every day. I'm getting a lot of good feedback about it. So one of the new features that we did for Simple Invest 360 was around individuals and how they were recording the investment income. The scenario was that perhaps for an individual, you don't necessarily set up a bank feed because they will have a lot of different transactions coming through that are perhaps not relevant for the accountant. Maybe they don't have a dedicated settlement account, but they still want to be able to record all of the income that is being generated for the individual and be able to record that and report on that for tax purposes. So we have this new investment income generation screen where we'll, depending on the investments held, we will present to you all of the dividends and distributions that were due for this person here. It's a bit like the investment income comparison report, if you remember that from SMSFs. And all you need to do is come in here and you can either select one by one, or we can select all and click on post. And this will now create all the required journal entries for this income. If it has been posted, we'll still leave it in the list here, but show it to you as green. And you'll see that checkbox there has disappeared. And you should see we're showing you all the franking credits and all that information. We also allow you to search by any code, for example, if you wanted to find information about a specific code. Let's go through and run a quick report so we can see how that has now generated. This one should be okay. Let's move this one up and preview it. Getting a few questions coming through, which is great. Okay, so now you can see here, we've got our investment income report. We'll be able to generate that just with a couple of clicks there in the investment income generation screen, the breakdown of all the components. Of course, we've got our realized capital gains if we did some disposal there, unrealized for all the current holdings, got a capital gains rec for this person, and a tax rec summary report with the labels there and all the necessary amounts. So you can see we can get to a tax position for a client, including their income now quite quickly. We also released for companies 3 new reports. So we did a declaration of dividends, dividends paid minute, and a director's report. So I'll give you a quick look at those. Let's jump over to a company. One I've set up earlier. So in order to have these reports that these new reports that we released fully generating, we need to make sure that we've set up the shareholders correctly. So that's just through that shareholders screen where you can go through and add them in with the share classes. And then that will allow you to go through and use the correct period compliance function, which is just starting that workflow. That statement of taxable income screen. And then just for simplicity's sake, we'll just do 100% here. We do have the franking rate, which we can change here. We do have the franking credits available, which we can go through and manually update if we need to from previous years. And we've got a franked percentage there. Okay, just click on post and continue. So we're paying out those dividends there. And then as far as those reports that we've created, those new reports, let's run those off. Should have them here, yeah. So you can see I've just set up a few different report packs depending on the entity type. That's going to get through and really generate those reports quite quickly. I can customize them. I can put my own firm's branding logo, change the color of the line. Here's that declaration of dividends resolution. Dividends paid minute, quite similar to the one we have in CAS, obviously. And the director's report. This is just Word document template, so I could download the template, make some changes to it in Word, upload it, and that would be my template moving forward as well. So we're giving you a lot of flexibility there. Okay, time for the 12 features of Christmas. Like I said, I hope everyone's feeling festive. So, big year for BGL, a lot of things released. If you want to put in the chat, the Q&A, what was your favorite feature? We'd be happy to hear. First one we're going to talk about today was the new document screen. I hope everybody's been using this. Sometimes when we're releasing new screens, it can be a bit of a shock to the system, but I think this is quite a good update. So this new document screen allows you to upload any documents into it, either as part of the upload function or perhaps documents received via the contract note service. Maybe you're attaching documents into the transaction list screen. Those would also appear here. After they've been uploaded, you could add tags to them. You can add comments in there. You can change the financial year that is associated with the document. And you can even drag and drop from that document there. You can drag and drop it directly into the account code that it relates to. And this will just allow you to really be able to keep track of all your documents and also have them ready for when you're running your work papers at year end. I know everybody is using that work papers function that we have in BGL. The new report screen. Once again, this is a little bit controversial anytime you're releasing a new screen, but there are some great features that were released as part of the screen. So the new report screen was very popular, incorporating a lot of feedback that was received over the years. This screen will continue to improve in the coming releases. Through this screen, you can favorite reports just by clicking on the star there. You can add them to the quick report list so that you can have them available on the left-hand side toolbar. You can add tags to reports. There's also the ability to open a report just with one click by clicking on the name instead of having to add it to a report pack. Those tags, when you're adding a tag to reports, it allows you to quickly filter and search by a set of reports by that tag. Perhaps you need to tag them by partner or by department, so you know which ones you're going to be printing off. The new entity dashboard, the entity dashboard or the fund dashboard as it was called previously, was long overdue for an update, and we delivered on that. By discussing with clients exactly what information they need to see here, we're able to incorporate a quick snapshot of the details of the fund or the entity, the investments held along with the performance, the members, the relationships, and the status of data feeds. A lot of clients had also requested notes, so we added a notes section on the right-hand side there, which is then upgraded to also allow being able to pin notes and reordering by dates. So you can change the date of a note if you wish, so that it would appear in a different order. There's also already a kind of workflow aspect to this screen, as it's showing you with a few traffic light icons there, the status of the fund for the financial year it is in. If you've got some unmatched transactions, maybe you've got some outstanding corporate actions you need to do, if lodgement has been done or not. And on the 4th day of Christmas, we did deliver the daily cryptocurrency price feed. So this cryptocurrency, while of course it's very much struggling at the moment, very much in the news as it has imploded, it was a highly requested wishlist item over the last 12 months. We were able to implement a daily price feed that has historical data going back to before 30 June 2021, which allowed for clients to be able to do that year-end process for the SMSFs as at 30 June. So this price feed actually looks at a range of exchanges and then calculates an average price and provides you with that confidence level there. Now we are providing this with a few hundred coins, so we should have you covered. It is already converted in AUD as well, so that was another big plus. POOG, so POOG payment summary. You can now prepare and directly lodge POOG payment summaries to the ATO from Simple Fund 360. This is for superannuation income stream and of course lump sum. In order to use this function, you just need to make sure that you have a lodging party. You've nominated and authorized BGL as your software provider with the ATO. Of course, you need to finalize all transactions for the year and have a valid ABN and address for the fund. You'll also need to attach a trustee, and the members will have to have their TFNs and addresses up to date to be able to use this function. Hope everyone's had a chance to use that POOG payment summary function. ECPI, sometimes it's the boring stuff, but of course it's the most important stuff. So from the 21-22 income year onwards, there are 2 changes for SMSFs when claiming ECPI. If an SMSF is in 100% retirement phase at all times of year, the disregarded small assets rule does not apply, and the fund's assets are segregated current pension assets. The fund may choose to use either the segregated method or the proportionate method to calculate ECPI for the income year when an SMSF is paying retirement phase income stream, or the fund isn't 100% in retirement phase and the fund doesn't have disregarded small fund assets. Once again, a very important update that we're able to put out, a lot of complexity that went into that. This one here, number 7, the year-end accruals. This was one of my favorite features that was released for the year, huge time saver for myself. So through the distribution tax automation screen, users can now post accruals for payments where the cash may be received in the next financial year, but recognized in the current financial year. I tend to see that happening a lot with ETFs in particular. So all you need to do is ensure all your cash receipts of distributions and reinvestment plans are posted. Then select the distribution you wish to create the accrual journal for and click post transaction. This can be done either before or after you generate the tax data for these distributions. It actually doesn't matter. And if you need to reverse them, just jump over to the transaction list and then delete the transaction from there. This was a huge feature for us in the Simple Invest 360 team, and it was a huge effort by our team to beat our competitors to market and get it out in such a short time from when we started on the project. I'm really, really proud of the guys. So at the time of the release, we were the only software that allowed you to track investments, process corporate actions, distribute profit, and populate and then electronically lodge the trust tax return. And the feedback that we have received from clients for this has been amazing. Huge amount of time saved, huge amount of automation. If you haven't tried it out, please make sure you give it a crack. The shareholder screen, another big ticket item. So this was on the road to also releasing a company tax return. We had to create a new screen for company entities where you could set up shareholders from existing entities or contacts, allocate them different classes of shares, and even add in the bank details where dividends could be paid. So using this information, as you saw before, we're able to, in the period compliance screen, use it to pay the dividends, use it to split the dividend payment between share classes, and then fully automate also the tax components that go along with that. Number 10, company tax return. So of course, as is always the case, when you release a new feature, such as the trust tax return, clients see the possibilities, and rightly so, they ask for more. The next biggest wish list item was to then release the company tax return. As things stand today, we are automatically pre-filling the company tax return for you using all the calculations from the system, and then you can download that as a PDF. Coming soon will be the electronic lodgement, so make sure that you keep your eye out for that. As we call it internally, PMV2, which is the new version of the practice management integration, comes in at number 11. So BGL released an improved two-way integration that synchronizes your clients and contacts which you manage in BGL with all the clients in your practice management software, such as with XPM, Greatsoft, and Sage, with APS coming soon. When a change is made, these details will be updated for all products. So after you've turned on the initial synchronization and that has taken place, you'll be able to view a full list of all your clients and contacts from all products. If there is any conflicting information between any of the products, you can choose which one to accept, and that will update in the other products. You can also choose how the updated information flows to other products. For example, you may wish to use your practice management solution as the source of truth and only push updates out to BGL. And this screen will show you where the client or contact exists. So here you're seeing it's in Simple Fund or Zero, or perhaps you're seeing it just in Simple Invest. And it's giving you that full kind of visibility of where everything is, how it all interconnects, and the full control about whether things are automatically updating in the other software, or if you want to be able to push that through on a manual basis, giving you full control. And the last one here, a little bit of a cheat, I guess, because not everyone has access to it at the moment, but is Smartdox email, which is in beta. So this last one is currently in closed beta with a handful of clients. If you're interested in testing out being part of that beta program, please let us know. When it is enabled, you'll be able to see an email address that is specific to that entity in the entity dashboard. So you see here Smartdox email, that little copy icon next to it. And every entity will have one. And we can use this email to send documents directly into the software. I do have a video which I can show you how this works. So you can see that email address there on the dashboard. You can just copy and paste that, bring it into your own inbox, put in a subject line if you require. It's actually not a requirement. But then you can just drag and drop the documents that you want to email through to that entity into your email. You can do them in bulk. You don't have to do it one at a time. Documents could be anything, any sort of source document that you want to see stored in the documents management system there. Once you click on send, you'll get a notification email from Smartdox saying that it has been received and then processed. And then in the transaction list, in the smart matching, sorry, I should say, you'll be able to see a little SD icon where the document has gone through, where we've read the document, we've found all of the information from the document, we've found, say, for example, the amount. You'll be able to match that off to a outstanding transaction in the smart matching screen. It'll have all the information there. So for example, that one was a dividend statement. This one here will be a invoice, so an accounting invoice. We'll be able to match it off to the correct transaction and attach it automatically to that transaction. And then we can go through and match all of the the items here as part of our matching off. I've got one outstanding there. I need to put in some more information around the units. But then all the documents are automatically stored in the document, that new document screen, and they were automatically stored within the T account or the transaction account that it's related to. So we're already collecting all those documents for you, already filing them away, getting them ready as part of your year-end work papers. We can click into any of the documents, of course, and find all the information that we're reading using that smart matching, the machine learning algorithms there. Just want to thank everyone who came along. Really appreciate you turning up and asking questions and engaging with us. And thank you for your support all throughout the year. We look forward to working with you again in 2023. Thank you to Eric, Pereira, and Sid for sitting in for questions. Have a great day, everyone.